O Mayhair, you have deceived me by becoming indifferent. But I do not worry, because the pain of longing is safe within me. You have discarded me. You have kicked me. Yet my love for you is so great that I follow you willingly and love your every kick. You have tricked people into thinking that you are very kind to me. No one knows that I die at every step from your harsh attitude. It is so difficult to enter this path of love when the beloved's daggers brings death at every step. What do you expect from me? You ask me to sleep and at the same time to remain awake. Who can embody the contradictions of love's path? The pain of longing has sealed my lips. How can I now complain about you to the world? You are both my beloved and my murderer. How can I then ask you to have mercy on me? Oh, bow. This murderer is now standing before me with a sword in hand. The nobility he has bestowed upon me bends my neck for him to strike. Jai Baba.
This is called Happiness is Better. O Mayhair, I accept this fact, that the world and its affairs are nothing into nothing, and you are everyone and everything as everything. Therefore, I pray to you to please crush all those nothings which are in everyone as obstructions, so they may find you as everything. O people of the world, it is a fact that the world is a vacant dream, but the substance behind the dream is the beloved in everyone and everything. And therefore, why should we not try to see you as the substance within us, so that we may be able to wake up from the dream? O friends, happiness and misery both are in the domain of illusion, and illusion has no substance. But which is better? Of course, happiness is better. Therefore, the beloved says, don't worry, be happy. O so-called masters and saints, you are really happy, but your happiness is at the cost of others whom you deceive. Know well that your happiness is inviting untold suffering for you, and you will not be forgiven by God because he does not forgive hypocritical deeds. O philosophers, please do not bring God under your philosophy because you humiliate him by doing so. Just have a little love for him, and you will know that God is beyond the intellect. O scientists, I do not criticize you because you do good work in the material world in order to help mankind. But why do you ask for proof of the existence of God when he is your very life and you can't deny your own existence? O bow, you don't know the beloved as he really is, but do you have blind faith in him? We presume that blind faith cannot take anyone to the beloved, and that the faith which makes one remain bowed down at his feet cannot be blind. Jai Baba.
One passes on from here, another comes. One drinks blood, while another eats the heart. One becomes involved in the world, another renounces it. One helps others, while another harms. One is beyond the three worlds, another lives in every heart. One creates the world's paraphernalia, while another brings wine. One is jealous of others, another shows generosity and kindness. One tries to lessen suffering, while another ruthlessly hurts others' feelings. One leads a life for Mayhair. Another serves his own self-interest. One serves the world, while another is a spiritual hypocrite. One is an intellectual gymnast. Another forgets everything and loses his mind. One finds everything after losing all, while another increases the nothings of nothingness. One always incurs debts, while another collects loans. One renounces the transactions of giving and talking, while another attains liberation. One does everything for the sake of name. Another renounces name and fame. One is aloof from all entanglement, while another involves himself in the world. Oh, bow. There is only one who does all these different things. That one sees all. But who sees him? Jai Baba.
Jai Baba to you all. It is really a great fortune for me to be with you and how to explain what this fortune is. That the one who appears in many, just the one, he remains in everyone. But that many, of course, is not many, it is one. And when I see that one in many, for that purpose, you come here, but Tony Grease is not interested in that one. He is interested in many. Just see.
Or much.
Big one. Yeah. So that one, of course, always comes age after age. And last night, I was telling you about the angels. And I said that the king is also there. But I would tell you and I forgot. Old age. So I forgot that king. So just now I explained to you, and then afterwards I will invite questions. So that the king who remains in third plane, so he has passed through the evolution of consciousness process. And in human form, he does certain type of austerity. And if he succeeds, then of course he remains in third plane as the king. Nobody. But he rules over the angels. And in Vedanta, it is called Indra. Indra is the king. And of course, those who do that austerity, he was very jealous of them. He does not want that anyone should take his place. So he disturbs. Baba's father, he was also doing that. But after 3-4 days, it is a circle, and he sits in the circle, and without sleep, without food, for 40 days, cannot come out of the circle. So in the beginning, what happens? That all these that's, animals, tiger, lion, scorpion appears, snake, cobra appears before him in order to just create fear. But then afterwards, when all this happens and he does not move, then of course angels, he sends angels, beautiful angels. It happened at the time of Hafiz. He was also in a circle for 40 days and he was not moved out of the circle for 40 days. Now what happened? That first all these cobra and lion and tigers, all this appeared, but he did not feel scared. He did not leave the circle. And then comes the angel. Beautiful. So Hafiz was in love with one girl. And when he saw the beauty of angels, what is this beauty? He was in love with that girl. She was just nothing before her. He just got out of the circle, himself. And then, of course, afterwards, the master met him. And not only he gave God realization to him, but also made him the perfect master. Hafiz, of course, it is such a thing he has written. No poet on earth has written such some sublime things as Hafiz did. Hafiz, of course, always Baba would narrate Hafiz, his couplets. I don't know how he remembered. He did not read Persian, but he did not read Sanskrit, but he would quote. How he would quote Vedanta, how he would quote Hafiz, how he would quote Rumi. Rumi, of course, he was also very famous in Iran. And Hafiz in writing ghazals. No, there is no one equal to Hafiz. Up till now, no one has born like Hafiz. Sublime things. And then previously, when Baba would quote, Baba would say some words, and then Dr. Ghani was there. He would narrate the whole couplet. Then afterwards, Aloba would narrate the whole couplets. Baba would say 2-3 words and whole couplet. So Baba would like Hafiz very much. I don't think that there is any poet. He was not only the poet, Hafiz, Rumi, but they were the perfect masters. So I don't want to take your time for Hafiz and Rumi. There are so many things. I was also examined by Indian consulate in Italy. So he examined me, and when I found that he knows nothing before me about Hafiz and Rumi, he kept quiet. He kept quiet. So Hafiz and Rumi always Baba would quote. So angels remember this. The king is on third plane. and third plane, and this after 4 cycles, these angels take birth here on earth. And in one birth, they get liberation. They have no consciousness, they don't pass through evolution of consciousness. So nothing, no consciousness, nothing, and they get liberation in one birth. We have to pass through evolution of consciousness, and we have passed, and how many ages it takes to come in this human form. But then, of course, the human beings, they have the opportunity to get God realization. There are many who get liberation. Many at the time of avatar, because you will see that there are always 56 God realized souls on earth. 56, not 57 and not 55. Always 56. If one drops the body, then another one takes place. So he gives God realization, but then how? How he gives God realization to many? How? If today one drops the body, another one takes place. There are many who just drop the body, he makes them to drop. And then another one is substituted, 56 number. But for liberation, there is no limit. There is no limit. So even those who do different things, torture and this and that, and then they repent. Their repentance is very, very effective because they do it wholeheartedly. So many people at the time of avatar, they get liberation. They get liberation, maybe 3/4 of the people may get liberation, who knows? Who knows? So it depends upon, Baba had said that 3/4 of the world will be destroyed. And then he said, it is in my own language. So people, of course, feel very, very comfortable in his own language. So there is the possibility for us to live long. But no one knows that this is a dream. And what is there, this life? Only thing, if this life is utilized for God, then of course the life is worth. Otherwise, what is this life? When we just remain in the grip of ignorance all the time and do things, that is useless. So, better of course, they get liberation. Such person may get liberation and you aspire for God realization. You will get God realization. And he will do it. So don't worry about it. Whether God realization or liberation or anything, whatever his wish is, just follow him. Just follow him. This is the way. And now, I must invite questions. Huh? Ah, Kutube, he is Kutube Alam. Come forward. And Kutube Alam means, who is Kutube Alam? Perfect master.
Hey, Baba. Thank you.
Perfect master Kutube Alam.
Yes, all the questions will be put through the microphone. That way they could be recorded properly. The question is, Bao, at the tea the other day at Dr. Arjang's home, you talked about nonviolence, and it really hit a tone with me in the regards that a perfect master, or God-realized being, can actually do something that would appear in the world as violent, but it's true nonviolence. And that anything we do that we consider nonviolence, even though we try to be nonviolent, anything of the gross physical world is violent. And that's what I got from it. And I just wanted, if you could just reiterate that a little bit, because it really just woke me up to the fact that when we try to say we're nonviolent in the physical world, no matter what you do, you're still not there. A perfect master, though, giving orders to somebody, even maybe to abuse somebody, that's nonviolence because it's coming from him and his knowledge. So that's my question. Can you reiterate some of that?
It is such a question that, of course, everyone thinks about it. Very good question, I should say. Just like now, Prophet Muhammad, he was there when he was in Makkah, and violence, they would just throw stones and they would do different things. He had to go here and there. And of course, very difficult situation at that time. All ignorant people. Ignorant to that extent that when Prophet Muhammad was there and the people of villages, even if in one village one person would know how to sign his name, he would be considered as very intelligent, learned person. Learned person. So I just give one example. Prophet Muhammad was always say everything happens according to the divine will. He would tell others, those who would come to him. And one day from one village, one person came. One person came and he heard that Prophet Muhammad told them everything happens according to divine will. He goes back to the village and first he approached the village head who knew how to sign his name, very learned. And he tells him that today I went to see Prophet Muhammad. And Prophet Muhammad, of course, would tell others, everything happens according to divine will. Whether it is correct statement. And the learned man says, no, it is not correct. It is not correct. Whatever I want, I do. Where is the question of divine will? When I want to eat, I eat. When I don't want to eat, I don't eat. Where is the question of divine will? This is my will, my free will. I do whatever I like according to my free will. So that man says, why don't you go and challenge Prophet Muhammad? Because he tells people and they accept. They accept. So he says, yes, I will go. And he goes to Prophet Muhammad. People were sitting there. And again, Prophet Muhammad deliberately, when he saw him, he said, everything happens according to divine will. And he stood up. And he says, Master, we cannot accept this. Whatever you say that everything happens according to divine will, that is not correct. I do anything according to my will. How When I want to eat, I eat. I don't want to eat, I don't eat. Where is your divine will? And the prophet says, it is also there, but it is under divine will. Under divine will? My will is under divine will. How? You have to prove. He said, if you want to prove any proof, then stand up. So he stood up. When he stood up, Prophet Muhammad was looking this side, that side, ignoring him. And he got very much upset. He said, what? Prophet Muhammad, why don't you reply? I asked a question and you are ignoring me. He said, young man, you are very, very anxious, very eager. I'm just explaining to you, just have little patience. You are in a haste. All right, if you are in haste, then lift your one leg. So he lifted one leg, standing in one leg. And the Prophet Muhammad again looks this side, that side. And of course, the young man got very much upset. He says, Prophet Muhammad, I know that you cannot reply my question. I know. And that's why I said to you, this is my challenge to you. And you are avoiding now. You are avoiding because nobody came to you like me. Very learned. Because he knew how to sign his name. Very learned. He said, young man, you are in a hurry. I am just explaining to you. But you are in haste. So lift another leg. Lift another leg? I will fall down. Why don't you explain? He said, I have already explained. And you don't understand? He said, you did not explain. You made me to do exercise. You did not explain properly. Prophet Muhammad says that what you are telling, I have already explained. But if you don't understand, I will explain again. When I asked you to stand up, you are standing on both legs. So, both legs are under divine will. When I asked you to lift your one leg, still one leg is under divine will. This is your free will. How much you will move? Just a little. And you can move a little because one leg is already in divine will. But as soon as you just take that lift another leg, you are doomed. You fall down. So everything happens according to divine will. Your free will is also under divine will. So never think that it is not under divine will. It is your will. It is not your will. Your free will is also under divine will. So now, the question he asked, Fred, very good question. Very good question. And will you repeat that again? Nowadays I forget.
Val, are you sure you're not from the Suzuki Roshi School of Zen? Because that's what the Zen master does. He says, repeat the question now. What was it? No. The question was, in regards to nonviolence and violence, I mean, can you address that issue again where you basically said, it really confused me at first when you were talking because you said, anything we do in this world, if we think we're nonviolent, we really are not nonviolent. The true nonviolent is one who is realized. And then even though he may order something which may appear to us as violence, is nonviolent because he's pulling us out of the maya, the ignorance.
Good. It happened at the time of Buddha. Buddha said that you should follow, you should become non-violent. And what is non-violence? Non-violence is that we must be free from all our desires, wants, everything, free from our mind, which is our enemy. So when he said this, and at this age, you will find even external violence was not there at the time of Buddha. But external, we just see now Zoroaster, of course, how he was harassed by the people. Those people who accepted him afterwards, but how he was harassed. Whole life he was harassed like anything. At the time of Ram goes to Sri Lanka and kills Ravan. So many people were killed. Then comes Krishna, violence under his order. Ram, of course, under his wish, he did this. So, one who is free from that, who is controlling the whole creation, he cannot create violence. It is the dream. Dream is changed. That is not violence. Because he himself wants what to do and what not to do, how to make us free from illusion. How to make us wake up from the dream of illusion. So he knows, so whatever he does, that is non-violent act. When Ram killed Ravan, that was also non-violent act. He gave him liberation. So violence and non-violence, if you just don't say that I don't harm anyone, of course I meditate, I do this, I am very spiritual. That is not spirituality. Spirituality, everyone has different face, that means different impressions, sanskaras, different impressions. And different impressions, according to that, of course you act. It is not your fault. Not knowing what is good, what is bad, you don't know. But you have to under compulsion, because the impressions make you do things. So you do. So you are not at fault. But when you come to know what you should do, what you should not do, not to harm anyone, not to give trouble to anyone, not to hurt anyone's feeling. Now anyone's feeling, I just give one example. Very good example. Once in 1953, Baba, of course, had asked people that for 6 months, nobody should indulge in sexual act. Those who are married, they should also not to act upon it. For 6 months, the period was given. Now, how the mind works. Now there was one family in Dehradun. Dehradun, Baba was in Dehradun and he was very close. He was the only one who was allowed to come and stay with the Mandi. But then, when Baba came and he sent this circular, for 6 months, no one should indulge in sexual act. And one night, of course, his wife, of course, she wanted. And of course, he tried his best, but he could not tolerate. But then, what happened? He indulged and writes a letter to Baba saying, Baba, I never wanted to indulge. But then my wife wanted. So then, of course, I thought that you have said, don't hurt the feeling of others. And because of that, I did it. And Baba asked me to write to him that this is my recent order. So don't take that. You should just follow the old order which I had given. I knew that I say that don't hurt the feeling of others. This is general order. But this was a specific order. So a specific order, of course, you did this and you just use your mind and you think that you did this. So I did not break your order because your order is there. So it happens. Our mind works. And whatever we think that this is non-violence, I'm not hurting the feeling of others, I'm not giving trouble to anyone, so I am non-violent. But you fulfill your desires, you fulfill your wants, so you cannot be called non-violent. Non-violent is that when mind goes, only God-realized souls, they remain non-violent and they may ask you because they know what acts. If they say that kill that one, who knows that in his previous life he had killed him and that's why he said kill him. That is non-violent because it is the truth. So truth cannot be compared. And he has to deal with all the people who have different mind. Not the same one, different sanskaras in mind. And therefore, we cannot judge. We cannot understand what we should do and what we should not do. Only thing is that Master's, his guidance is required. Now you will say that Baba is not there. How we will get day-to-day order? Day-to-day. And for that purpose, he has given his wish. And according to his wish, if you deal with the world, then of course he is responsible. He is responsible for that. Even if something which is undesirable, if you perform, but if you act according to his wish, then of course that is not violence. If he has said, oh, he gave this order to someone, so why not, of course, this order is applied to me. I may also do. Don't take example of others. In Mandi, there are many persons And Baba would give orders to everyone differently, not the same order. I tell you, there was Kaka and Baidul. Baidul, of course, he was the person who was dealing with must. And Kaka was also dealing with the must. So Kaka was dealing with the must, and then, of course, Baidul, he was made the manager of the must ashram in Mahabaleshwar. And Kaka brought one must, and he took one gunny sack without asking Baidul, who was the manager. So for the must, he took one gunny sack. And he said, why did you take this gunny sack? He says, for the must, who are you to ask me? He says, I am the manager. I am the manager, you must ask me. You should not just do on your own. You are Irani donkey. You don't know. You don't understand. Kaka says to Baidul, Irani donkey, you don't understand all this. What do you know about the must? You have brought all the mad persons. My must is on 6th plane. And Baidul said, he is mad, I tell you. He is mad. And all the must which I have brought, they are on 5th plane, 6th plane, 4th plane. You have brought all this, you have brought this mad person here. And they are fighting. And Baba comes. Baba comes and Baba says, what's the matter? He says that this Irani donkey, of course, I took one gunny sack. And he says that without my order, why did you take this gunny sack? So Baba asked Baidul, why did you say this? He says, Baba, I am the manager. I am the manager. And he should have asked me. Baba says, you are right. No, Baba, he is not right. He is Irani khachar, means Irani donkey. Of course, he does not know anything. And big fight. When Baidul would keep quiet, Baba would incite him. When Kaka would keep quiet, Baba would incite him. And big fight. And fight to that extent that Baidul would put on dentures. So dentures, when he would say anything, the dentures would come out. And he would put back the dentures. So, and then afterwards Baba said, now keep quiet, keep quiet. So both kept quiet. So Baba would also create such thing. How to understand all this? If anyone would keep quiet, very good, Baba would incite him more and more. Or Baba wanted me just to say out anything against anyone in the Mandli. And I knew that this man did this, but I would keep quiet. I would not say anything. When I would go to keep watch, so at night, why did you not say when I say out? Why did you not say? And I would just realize that, but I had no courage to say out. Baba tried and tried, but I would keep quiet, and they would abuse me before Baba. But I would not say anything, and Baba wanted this. Now what happened? That Baba dropped his body. And when I was taken in trust, so all these legal things I would do. So income tax case, it came, and of course the date was there. I went to present. and the income tax officer, he rejected. When he rejected, I wanted to go to the commissioner. I came here and in the office, and I was preparing the application for the commissioner. I wanted to present myself there. And Eras says, what happened? I says, he rejected. He rejected and the tax is there. So he says, Eras says, in what language did you discuss this with the, did you argue in the income tax office? I said, please keep quiet. Don't disturb me. Let me write. And Iraj, he was happy. He was happy for the first time when he saw that I became a lawyer. He kept quiet. He did not feel bad. This was the first time that in my life I get so upset. Please keep quiet. Don't say anything. And of course, I presented that case to the commissioner. And all the income tax officers, they were in our office to see what I do there. And I found that yes, the case, of course, it is condoned, and of course, no tax on that. How did it happen? They were just thinking, how did it happen? This is the Board of Direct Taxes. Who can do that? It is not in the hands of a commissioner. So one income tax officer, he says maybe some confidential circular must be there with that commissioner. That's why he condoned. Really speaking, what happened that when I went there, so the commissioner himself asked whether there is any circular from the Board of Direct Taxes. I said, you must be having in the office. You must be having in the office, you find out. So he believed me that it is the circular there. He just accepted. Accepted. Accepted it. I found that we won. And everyone was just feeling that how it happened, how did it happen? So he said, confidential circular must be there to the commissioner. And that's why he did it. So Baba's ways, he never wanted just to remain timid. You must be but truthful. You must remain truthful and you must not keep quiet. When something injustice is there, something illegal is there, you must say out. You must not. And he would say, he would every day create such situation. And the Mandali members would say anything to him. Why don't you say, you did this. And I would keep quiet. But then, and they also wanted, Baba wanted that. And that's why he's asking me again and again. But I would remain timid. But then, when I became lion, Iraj was happy. Iraj was happy. So it is not that he got upset. On the contrary, he was very, very happy that after years of silence, now he has broken his silence. So non-violence, when he himself, because he is the truth. What is truth, only he knows. So he creates war. He won war. So many people are killed in war, but still non-violent act. Still non-violent act, because he himself is doing. or he is asking others to do this, that is also non-violent act. But the desires, when you fulfill the desires and you say that I am non-violent, I am not doing anything wrong, no, that is not. We must be free from wants, desires, everything. That is non-violence. Now clear? Kutube Alam means he is perfect master. Kutube Alam.
I think Fred asked the right person. You belong to the warrior class. And so I think you'd have a good answer.
Warrior class, of course, that warrior class, even the Kalchuri dynasty was there. But now there is nothing. There is nothing. So this dynasty, it was just for the time being, and it is an illusion. So what is there? We must find out the truth. Truth is in everyone, and everyone is the truth. But we have to follow. We have to become that through His love, through our obedience to His wish. If we do it, yes. And you are all belong to warrior class. I tell you, what happens in 1914, First World War, it was from 1914 to 1918. So through that time, the military camp was at Mehrabad. Mehrabad was not Mehrabad, it was Arangaon. So then that property was purchased after the war. It was auctioned. So Adi ke Irani's father, he purchased that property in auction. And then afterwards, that property was given to Baba. That army, which was there at that time, why? What work? To kill the enemies. To kill the enemies physically. Now you are all in the army, Baba's army. Why? To kill. To whom? Your own false self. So this army is very, very strong, very brave. You are truly belong to warrior class. So those who follow know well they are in the army of the beloved. An army of the beloved go on killing this false self. Don't allow it to assert. So you are true soldiers. Soldiers of Baba. Now,
Babaji, when we were starting up, you were telling us about, I believe, you were talking about your experience of the one and the many, and how, as you travel and stuff, you experience that. And I'd be very interested to hear that finished.
what happens? Why I am coming here year by year? What is the need? The doctors were against, all the doctors. They were against, they said that you should not travel. And still I came. I have come not to just eat and have leisure, enjoy life. No, there is nothing like that. But there is some pull behind it, and that's why I don't care for the doctors, I don't care for anyone. And that, of course, the trust work, of course, that is my responsibility. That also I manage. So, coming means it is just Baba's wish. He prompts within, and that's why I come. I come, I cannot do anything. I just talk and talk and talk. Nothing else. But I have the belief. I know what the beloved is doing through me. What he is doing through me, and this is the reason. Not that I give good talk or this or that, what talk I give. And what effect? Only the effect is that his presence. He does something through me. All these Mandali members, all, including Mehra, I should say that everyone was just a potato. Baba kept it like that. He held, and nobody experienced anything. If anyone says in the Mandali that I experienced this and I experienced that, no experience. Nothing. And we don't want that we should get experience. Whatever his wish, we just follow. Without any expectation, even there is no expectation of any God realization or any advancement. No, nothing. So, I come here, I come to other places too. In India, I don't go. Last year, I wanted to go to Bangalore. Bangalore, of course, the plane ticket, everything was ready. But in Staff Hospital, I went to, Bangalore, I went to hospital. And one person from Hyderabad came to see me. And he said, and I was after the doctors, that please let me go to Bangalore and then afterwards I will come. And they said, no. But then they said that they agreed, because I said that one day I will die. So why do you worry about that? Let me go and I will come back. I will not go anywhere. I will come back. So they agreed. But Balaji, he came from Hyderabad and he saw me, and then he said, no, don't. You don't go. You don't go, and because of that I could not. But I just feel that those who have come, Baba's dear children, and if I avoid them, so it is no good. I should not avoid them. And I just get something that I must go. And that's why I go in order to fulfill my duty. That is the only thing. Whether anyone likes it or does not like, I don't care. But I come. Every time, of course, when I come, I get some prompting within, and that's why I come. And I don't care if I die. I know that, of course, Jivan Mukta is there. Where is Jivan Mukta? So Jivan Mukta has taken the responsibility. He wants to take my one leg. And I have given promise. Huh? Heart, of course, New York. Heart, of course, that wire in the heart, which is there, so he wants that wire. So there is already division. And that I will be safe. It should be made clean. All over, of course, we create the dirt. We must clean it. And clean, what we have to clean, all these wants and desires. We should become free from that. And that, of course, you try, I must free from anger, I must free from lust, I must free from wants. Don't do this meditation. Never do any meditation, only think about Him in a very practical way. Practical way, because what happens that this Tony Greece, he meditates and he tells others that I am very, very spiritual. I meditate 1 hour every day. I am very, very spiritual. But my meditation, I tell you, once Baba had given us, all Mandali members, it so happened that in Hamirpur district, because Baba was in seclusion, so they started for 4.5 months. So 4.5 months, of course, meditation we should do. So 24 hours. So they formed 12 groups, 2 hours each group. And this chain was for 4.5 months. And they wrote a letter to Baba. And Baba says, just see what my lovers are doing. And you are useless, lazy persons. You don't do anything. You must also do. And we had no time to meditate, and we never did. No time. But then Baba gave the hours. Irach 1 hour, Pendu 1 hour, Vishnu 1 hour, Dr. Nilu 1 hour, Gustaji 1 hour, Baidul 6 hours. So he distributed this 24 hours among the Mandali members, and then of course we would do my time exactly lunch time. So lunch time, so I would take Baba back and come back, and it would be 11 o'clock, 11 to 12. So I would sit on my bed and close my eyes, sit in a posture, and I would start. Not even 2 seconds, but the thought would come whether the food would be ready. And then God's name, and then another thought, they must have started eating. And here God's name, just mixture, continuously. And I would just think that I would not just think like this. I should not have another thought. And of course the thought would come, and 1 hour, when I would complete, I would see the watch, and I would feel very much disappointed. Disappointed that others may be doing wholeheartedly, and I am very useless person. Of course, I must be free from this. So one day after 3-4 days, I was just thinking that of course here Baba has given me, but what happens to me, of course he does not know. He does not know, Baba does not know, that I am getting so many thoughts and this and that. I such in a normal state, of course, nothing, no thoughts about this. But this time also so many thoughts come. And I was just thinking about what to do now, how to tell Baba. And someone comes and knocks at my head. And I opened the eyes. Baba was standing. I got up. Baba, please just forgive me and just exempt me from this meditation. I can't do it. And Baba says, why do you do this? I said, because it is your order. So I gave you order. But did I ask you to stop your mind? I did not ask. You are doing what I have asked. You are taking God's name. So why do you worry? Because I did not ask you to stop your mind. So let the thoughts come, let them go. Why do you worry about it? And then Baba gave a very good simile. And what was the simile? That at night, when the mosquitoes are there, what do? You just fix mosquito net. And mosquito net, and you are inside the mosquito net. And the mosquitoes are there, still you hear the noise. Mosquitoes make noise and you hear. But they don't come and bite you. They don't come because mosquito net is there. So also, when I give order and you follow the order, you are following my order. You are taking God's name. So these thoughts, they are like mosquitoes. So what happens when order is given and you follow, you start following, the net of my love is fixed around your heart. So these thoughts and desires cannot bite you. Don't worry about that. Don't worry. And that's why we should not feel worried, oh, I get so many thoughts and I cannot do it. That is very, very bad. When His order is concerned, we must do it. Then, of course, the net of His love is fixed around our hearts. And then, of course, we are safe. Let the thoughts come and let them go. Do not worry. They come in order to go. So don't control. Never control your thoughts. Let them, don't put them into action. But don't worry about any thought. Don't think that I am so bad. I get bad thoughts. I am very bad. You are not bad. They come in order to go. Don't put them into action and don't worry. 1% he succeeded. This Tony Greece. 99%. Again he has to try. Only 1%. And still he thinks that 1%, any way, of course, I won. 99%. It is left out. Care for 99%. You forgot Pandu from Arangaon. You forgot everyone. You don't come there and you just remain here and remain here not normal. Abnormal. So now another question. Yes.
How deliberate does suicide have to be to have the results of suicide? A person who's told not to drink turns around and drinks himself to death. Is that suicide?
That is not suicide. When one drinks and drinks, he does not know when the intention is not there to commit suicide. No intention and you die. That is not suicide. That is not a good thing for you, but it cannot be called as suicide. Whether you drink, you are safe. Don't worry. So there are persons, of course, they do different things. They take so many intoxications, and then they get and they die. But that is not suicide, because suicide is intentionally. When you intentionally commit suicide, then of course you are bound. You are bound means you don't get a body for many years unless you spend those impressions. And that's why the spirit, you remain in spirit form and spend those impressions. And just like what happens, that like spirit form, and you have to spend the impression of drinking liquor. So then you have to find the medium for that. One who drinks, you just go and enter into within, and you just enjoy drinking. Enjoy drinking and you spend those impressions. So for each single impression, you have to find out proper medium. So it takes ages. Nobody, after that, spending those impressions, then past impressions, then present impressions which you collect, for that you go to hell or heaven. So it takes ages and ages, and that's why Baba has said that suicide is very bad. One should not do it. But one day, good that you have asked. So Baba would give me different works. Night duty, and at the same time books, to write books, also to attend correspondence. And books means he had asked me to translate Wayfarers into Hindi. And at the same time, he had asked me to write 3-4 ghazals every day. And when I would go to him in the evening, the first thing I must read out the ghazals to him. And it became too much for me. Of course, writing, translating, it was not so difficult. But to write, I must come in that mood to write. So one night, one evening, only one ghazal I could write, not 3-4. So he was very, very upset. I had to read out. I read out. And then another one, I said, Baba, I could not compose. So Baba, of course, was very, very upset. Very upset. I don't want to see your face. I want you and you don't do it. I said, Baba, I had no time. Correspondence, of course, so many letters were there. So letters, to write letters, then of course translate Wayfarers, and then write ghazals. So ghazals, very difficult for me to compose. When I in a mood, I just do it. But when I am tired, then of course very difficult for me. So Baba says, I don't want to see your face. Get out from here. And you don't please me. And so many things. And then he said, go and sit there. I don't want to see your face. Don't show me your face. I felt very bad. What to do now? What to do? It is not physically possible to do whatever he asked me to do. So I must die. Because I cannot leave him and go anywhere. I cannot live without him. Better to die. But how to die? How to die? I said, there is only one alternative. The thoughts that I must commit suicide. But then again the thoughts would come. Baba says that no one should commit suicide. It is very bad. Suicide is very bad. One should not. But then again another thought, but who knows? Whether good or bad, who knows? I must. But how to commit suicide? Now I was planning for that. Oh, why not? Railway station, we were in Pune. Railway station is very close. So after the watch, I would go to railway station. And of course, then sleep on the rails, and the train would come, and I will be finished. Then the thoughts would come. But Baba, of course, so kind, so loving, so compassionate. So I must do something so that he may not be in trouble. So I must write something. But write means the movement. And Baba had said not to make any movement, not to make any noise, and not to sleep. Not to sleep, that was not a problem for me. But not to make any movement means just like a statue. Sit for hours like a statue, that was very difficult. Mosquitoes would bite, and you have not to do like this. Nothing, just in the same position. So then I thought, I am just thinking in order to save Baba from the trouble. So even if I break his order, that is not bad because it is good for him. So why not to write? So the table was near, but I had to go there, near the table. So I just tried to, just this much. And he took the turn. He took the turn to show me that he knows what I am doing. I tried and tried 5 times, 6 times, but he would take turn. And then I would know that, oh, I must not do. And it was 4 o'clock. It was 4 o'clock, time up for my going. So I stood up and prayed to Baba that, Baba, whatever you wanted, I could not do that. I could not fulfill your wish. So please just forgive me. At the same time, I wanted to write something so that you may not come into trouble, but you also did not allow me to do so. So please forgive me. Tomorrow you will not see my face. Tomorrow you will not see my face. And he did not take any turn, nothing, as if he was sleeping. And I opened the door and crossed the doorstep. As soon as I crossed the doorsteps, I forgot that I had to go to railway station. I went to the bed and slept. Slept, and when I got up, I said, what happened to me? What happened? Why did I not go? What happened? So I said, this is also not in my hand. This is not in my hand. Just whatever he says, as far as possible, I must do it. And if he gets upset what to do, I must try my best more and more. So then I never thought about this suicide. Thought about suicide. And I'm telling you that nobody, whatever happens to you, never think of suicide. Because it is a very bad thing. And bad thing means for ages you don't take, you don't have any chance to come in body and spend those impressions. Even hell and heaven, the doors remain closed for you. So until the impression of the past you spent, then only the doors of hell and heaven, they remain open for you. Otherwise, you are not allowed to enter. You cannot enter into hell and heaven. So then, of course, you cannot come back. Cannot come back means how many ages it takes. And that's why suicide one should not commit. Now, my dear sister, my mummy, sister and mummy both. So, she asked me this question, very useful question, that if someone drinks and drinks, not with the intention of dying, but drinks and drinks because of the habit, that is not suicide. When your intention is there to commit suicide, and for that purpose if you do, then of course that is suicide. Next.
Bauji, I have a question about Baba's wish. And he gives 6 points. And it's the 6th point that I have a question about. Can I read it?
Yes, I know that at the time of your
Can
last
you explain
moment.
that?
But read out so that they may all know.
The 6th point is, I say with my divine authority to each and all that whosoever take my name at the time of breathing his last comes to me. So do not forget to remember me in your last moments. Unless you start remembering me from now on, it will be difficult to remember me when your end approaches. You should start practicing from now on. Even if you take my name only once every day, you will not forget to remember me in your dying moments.
Here is Ravi. And Ravi says that why to remember every day? The work is there and to remember him, no, not every day, once a week or sometimes twice a week. And I will remember at my last moment. So he is doing that. But he is doing that, and at the same time, these 2 weeks and 3 weeks, he also forgets that. He forgets. So you don't remember, and then how do you know that you will remember at the last moment? It is not possible. So what we should do, at least once a day, you remember before you start your work. Just remember him only once a day, that I am going for my work. Please just take care of me, that I do it honestly, lovingly, and sincerely. Just help me. When you come back from the work, you just say whatever at the bedtime, whatever I did, good, bad, whatever I have done today, I just dedicate at your feet. And sleep well. Sleep well, but don't do mechanically. Just with love. Mechanically, if you do, then it becomes mechanical. It has no meaning. Even once a day, if you put your heart, then of course that is meaningful. Then his guidance is there. His guidance is there. But do it and see what happens. Don't worry, don't think that, oh, now you are doing that, you are very faithful and this. Never think whatever you are, you are. Don't think that you have gained something, you are very obedient. Never talk about that. Otherwise, you do something according to his wish, and at the same time, you make it so just like illusory that you are doing this. It is your duty to do that. So when you are performing your duty, so what is there? You have to do that. So make him your constant companion. That as far as possible, but now you do work. Work, you go in the morning for work. No time, but while driving, you have time. So use that time to remember him. To remember, but it does not mean that you remain absorbed so that you may meet accident. Don't do that. Don't go to that extent. Otherwise, when you meet with an accident and you are caught, then you said that I was just remembering my beloved, I was absorbed. And that's why it happened. So please don't arrest me. Don't take penalty, nothing. Never do such a thing. Never. Be careful. Be careful, and when you are just wholeheartedly, when you are doing that, then of course you have not to forget. Only thing, this mind, it works. Let it work. Don't worry. Don't worry, don't think that you are not spiritual because your mind works. Let the mind work. Get it tired. Work as much as, but what is my duty? I am doing that. I will not stop. You work, create desires, create wants. You go to any extent. And I also go to any extent in having that faith in him. So, if you do this, then of course it is very practical. And Baba knows that this is the age why in New Life, of course, tonight the talk is there. So I will tell how practical instructions Baba has given. How practical that labor phase. So this labor phase he has given, and of course you have not to leave anything. You have to renounce your own self, own false self and nothing else. But false self, it is very difficult. You can meditate, of course, go to any ashram. Meditation and this is going on. And do this and do that. And you become Swami in no time. There are so many persons, of course, they have big shops here. Not only in America, but in all foreign countries. Big shops, so many followers. And they also change their dress and they become Swami. One Swami had come to my office. So first he sent one girl. And the girl comes, that Swamiji has come and he wants to see you. So I said, yes, call him. But he is now meditating, and after 1 hour his meditation will be over and he will come and see you. I said, all right, I will see him. Now Swamiji comes after 1 hour, and in his hand all just Ram, 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 that robe, Ram, 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 and in his hand it is called Kamandal, water pot. The full Swami. So he comes. So I asked him, who are you? I am what I am. Where do you come from? He says, I am where I am. I said, now what should I ask him? What should I ask him? Of course, his question his answer, of course, was different. So asked that lady, she was also with him. I said, where do you come from? So she says, I am from LA. And this Swami, he is also from LA. So I said, LA, of course, every year I go there. So it is good that when I come to LA, so I am coming on such and such date. Will you meet me? He says, I do whatever I do. Now that was his answer, Swami. So then, of course, he left. He left, but I did not see him. There are so many Swamis there. And of course, very good business nowadays. Flourishing business. And you just say, Swamiji, Swamiji, you just follow. Just follow Baba and nothing else. Do whatever work you have to do on. Take care of your family. Don't worry about anything. I will explain to you this evening that labor phase of new life. 5 minutes? I knew that you would say 5 minutes. So, this is very practical life. Baba does not say that you just leave your work and just meditate. No. Or leave the world. Why? There is no need to leave the world. You have to renounce your own self. And for that purpose, if you go to forest and meditate there, still the world goes along with you. The thoughts about the world, of course, you get. So why to live? Just have good life. Don't worry about anything. Depend upon Him. That is the most important thing. Whatever you do, good, bad, just dedicate to Him. Baba, please show me the way. If I had done anything wrong, show me the way. But I just dedicate that effort at your feet. And sleep well. Don't worry to get up early. If work is there, yes, you should. You should not. You should not avoid the work. And that work also you do knowing fully well that it is He who wants me to work. For Him you do the work. And for Him you do the work, you will be honest, you would be sincere. Nowadays, of course, what has happened, naturally, mind works. So, 12 hours, 14 hours work. They do not think about how you are leading your life, what responsibility you have. 12 hours. They are just, they have no heart, I should say. That work. And you do the work. But at least if you do willingly and willingly because more dollars, but it is their duty to think. Their duty to think that whether they can do such work. They cannot, they have no family, they have not to look after the family. So they should also think about it. But the time has come when the illusion is in full force. So remain humble, yes. Submit to them, yes. 12 hours, all right, 12 hours. Do it. And just why all this family trouble in the West? This is because of this. This is because of this family members, of course, you get so tired of the work and you come late, and of course, you cannot be with the family. You have to go here and there, and that's why family trouble starts. And again, another headache for you. Another headache. It is not your fault, the situation is like this. And because of this situation, of course, nothing can be said. Only thing, you have to submit. You have to submit to the situation. Our Jivan Mukta, he goes to the work, means that shooting goes on. So up to 5 o'clock in the morning, from morning it begins, so 5 o'clock in the morning, and he comes and what he would just talk lovingly or this or that. No, he would not like to have bed, just to go to bed at that time, because he is tired. So everywhere I just see the work so much. This is the time for work phase. But how to do it, you must know. Then of course the same thing you do, get tired, everything. But at the same time, the all knowledge, all power, all bliss is active in you. Active in you. Think about him, and he will take care. He will take care. Do not worry about this. The situation is that, but this situation, for that purpose also he is working and working. He is giving you strength. Do not worry. He is giving, you just depend upon him, and you will get the strength to cope up with the situation. And really, I feel so happy, so happy. I just see the situation everywhere. I understand the situation. What is the situation? Why people feel so much tired or so much indifferent towards spirituality? But the situation is that, and more people are inclined towards spirituality. That is also there. The more you are just having this trouble of the world, and more you are inclined towards spirituality. I must get some peace. And you just do meditation and yogic exercises, and all this, of course, you spend, peace. We feel peace. For the time being, it happens. But again, the same thing in the life. But the good time is coming. 64 years are there. By that time, of course, more and more. So be brave and strong to fight the situation in his law. Don't worry.